All right, so it seems as though there is a lot of heavy discussions happening now around Ripple, around Japan, and even around the stablecoin as well. And it seems as though Brad Garlinghouse has officially confirmed what is about to happen, and we are going to be addressing it in this video. So with that being said, welcome to the channel, everyone. My name is Nick. For those that are new to the channel, hopefully by the end of this video, you do become a subscriber. Now, recently, if we go back to April of this year, Chad Steingraber did put out a few posts regarding some pretty big banks working with Ripple, and it seems as though everything is kind of aligning now around the stablecoin. It all started with this post here where we have the USD stablecoin will be for the US. XRP will be the stablecoin for the world, reserve currency asset. Now, yes, it's a little bit far-fetched, but remember that XRP has a very specific value tied to it, which is that it's decentralized. It is a decentralized bridge currency. We are starting to see a lot of stablecoin discussions. We're seeing a lot of CBDC discussions, a lot of tokenization discussions. Decentralized bridge currencies are going to be massive. The use case potential around them and the value tied to them is going to be very, very large. So I don't really look at XRP being the stablecoin for the world or any exaggerated, statements, but I do think that XRP does really kind of play a significant role in the evolution of what we are seeing as money. Because remember, money is changing. That's why we look at, tokenized currencies and stablecoins and CBDCs and things like that. It's the evolution of money. But we have here, 4 years later, and their leaked reveal on accident still remains private. The real Bank of America announcement will shake the cryptosphere in ways that you haven't seen. It's coming, XRP. And yes, everyone knows about the partnership between Bank of America and RippleNet. It's not like a big thing anymore because this happened back in 2020. But remember that they're still working with Ripple. They still want to utilize on-demand liquidity. They want to utilize XRP. They've mentioned this even going back to, I want to say like 2022, 2023. They said, once the lawsuit is completely done, they are ready to utilize on-demand liquidity. All it takes is one big bank. I just want you guys to understand that. All it takes is one big bank, like Bank of America, for an example, to utilize on-demand liquidity, because guess what? The efficiencies unlocked by doing so will be far too great to ignore from all of the other bigger banks, but also the competitive advantage is so significant that it will overtake all of the other big banks, because clients, the end users, they want more efficient cross-border payments. They want more efficient processes. That's achieved by utilizing blockchain, specifically RippleNet or Ripple payments in this case. Now, outside of this, we also have over here, seems like we will finally be getting this Bank of America announcement for real this time. Remember, a major bank will be holding the RLUSD reserves. It's going to be epic. And this is up here, officially launching this year, RLUSD. And yes, we've been hearing how major banks will be utilizing and holding reserves around the stablecoin. It could very well be Bank of America. We don't know. We don't have that information yet. But also over here, and think about this little nugget, every stablecoin Ripple releases per country will be partnered with the major bank of said country to hold the reserve backing. And who is the biggest bank in Europe? We have HSBC, which Ripple is already working with, even around tokenization as well. And this is HSBC Holdings, the number one big bank. This is like one of the biggest banks in Europe. And they have so much money tied to them. Their total balance sheet is 2.6 trillion euros. They are an absolute giant. So just remember that. But also Japan. We've been hearing a lot of discussions around Japan. Over here we have MUFG Bank, a member of MUFG, a global financial group. This is their memorandum of understanding to develop a new cross-border payment system or service back in 2018. Here we have, through this MOU, MUFG Bank has decided to start this collaborative development for cross-border payments between Japan and Brazil utilizing Ripple's cutting-edge technology. Now, we don't have any more information beyond this. This was an MOU from 2018. We don't really know where this led to or anything like that. We don't know if it's still in progress today, but we do know that Ripple's name in Brazil and also Japan since 2018 has grown significantly. I don't even think I need to mention how big Ripple is in Brazil. in Japan, they recently started to have some heavy discussions in Japan, even around stablecoins and how to maximize the value of blockchain and stablecoins and things like that. So this definitely is one to keep an eye out on because this is very significant. This is a new payment system, and it is from 2018. I will say that, but I don't overlook these old announcements, these old PDF files or anything like that, because a lot of what we've seen in the past really still matters today. A lot of those announcements that we've talked about years and years ago, they're becoming big deals now. For an example, the BIS, there's a lot of speculation around, how Ripple was working with the IMF and, the World Bank and the BIS and this and that, whatever. And all of a sudden, CPMI Group. All of these things are just kind of building on the back end of things while we still wait for regulations, while we still wait for the case to be done. I still think that a lot of these old announcements and things, they're still very significant today, especially considering the fact that these big banks, they can't really touch this type of technology at scale until regulations are in place. Now, also Stellar, keep a close eye out on Stellar. I'm not biased here. I think XRP and XLM are two incredible currencies in the space that we have the opportunity to invest in. Remember this. This is GN and also ZUSD. These are two stablecoins that are now available on the Stellar network. And if we actually look at this is what GMO Trust and the Stellar Development Foundation announced that GN, the first regulated Japanese yen stablecoin, and ZUSD, our trusted US dollar stablecoin, are now available on the Stellar network. They do break down Stellar itself. They have over 7 million plus accounts. I think now it's even larger than that. But then also here's the power of Stellar: fast and cost-effective transactions, environmentally responsible, interoperability, and cash on and off ramps. And then, of course, we have the About section here. So Stellar GN is the world's first regulated Japanese-backed stablecoin, and Stellar ZUSD is a trusted US dollar-backed stablecoin. Through this collaboration, Stellar-based businesses and partners will be able to seamlessly and cost-effectively connect using GN and ZUSD for near-instant borderless transactions. So yeah, definitely keep a close eye out on Stellar because they have been ahead of the game when it comes to some of these stablecoin initiatives. So I definitely have to mention it. Again, this is why I don't look at XLM versus XRP. I look at both of them as being complementary in my portfolio. But then we also have over here, this is from the 8th, Ripple is close to launching its US dollar peg stablecoin RLUSD, with CEO Brad Garlinghouse indicating a launch timeline of weeks. This recently got shared yet again, and it is because, listen, we are possibly weeks away from some of the dominoes starting to fall. And this is going to lead us to the major target, which is Ripple is about to take over heavily around the stablecoin market. But also remember this post here from a Ripple employee, VP Strategic Initiatives. Today, I visited Representative Masaki Tera together with Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse, President Monica Long, and SVP Eric Vaughn, and had a very meaningful exchange of opinions. The interview made me think a lot about what Ripple can do to maximize Japan's potential. That was the overall discussion from this meeting. We talked about it, and guess what we got today? Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse predicts rising demand for yen stablecoins in Japan. People will want to hold yen stablecoins, and I think that is only a matter of time. Garlinghouse said in an interview with Bloomberg's The China Show on September 7th. Check this out.
As compared to the United States, which has really been behind, certainly Japan and the UK and behind Switzerland. So a lot of countries are leading, and Japan has been in many ways one. That's not to say they haven't been conservative about the regulation, but I think that can be really healthy. As long as there's clear rules of the road, entrepreneurs will work within them.
So if you're imagining a stablecoin in Japan, what's the time frame?
Well, I think right now, Ripple in particular is focused on let's get live with the US dollar stablecoin. But I think people will want to hold yen stablecoins, and I think that's only a matter of time. And I think the regulators here in Japan, again, about a year ago, passed some legislation around that, and there's some companies going through the licensing process right now to get live.
A lot of the companies that are involved in this space in Japan are larger corporations. Is that sort of a concern, not having the smaller, innovative guys take the lead?
Well, I think what you're seeing is some of the bigger guys partnering with the smaller innovative companies. Ripple, way back in 2016, partnered with SBI, one of the largest and most successful banking conglomerates here, and really across a lot of financial services here in Japan. And that's been a really successful partnership for us and for them. So we feel like it makes sense to when you enter some of these markets to partner with some of the bigger guys. And that's true in Korea, that's true in Japan. Depending on what market you go into, we try to figure out what's the best way to enter.
Especially here in Japan, we've talked about regulation being a bit more clear, but also the government has been very active in setting those regulations. At the same time, we're headed towards a presidential election for the ruling Liberal Democratic Party. Do you have any views on the potential that this market could change?
Well, actually, while I've been here in Japan, I've met with regulators, I've met with the FSA, I've met with elected representatives, and what I've heard consistently is a desire to lean into these technologies. I think the environment here from a macro point of view has been very pro-innovation, and this helps create job growth. It helps, even getting the economy kind of jump-started. And what has been a little bit deflationary, I think some of these assets can actually be used to address that and provide some balance in how pricing across different jurisdictions occurs.
You're even encouraged as an outsider because some of these markets in Asia can tend to be very insular.
Yeah, I think historically that's been my impression. I will tell you, I have felt incredibly warm welcomes across the board. With the FSA, with elected representatives, they want to see technologies like this embraced and adopted, whether it's crypto and blockchain or AI. That's a consistent message I heard in all of my meetings over the last day or two.
Does that really contrast to what you're feeling in the U.S.?
Now, with that, we also have Garlinghouse explain that while he finds Japan to be a conservative market in some ways, he also finds the market to be really healthy in other respects. And, outside of this, remember that these areas like Japan that are very pro-innovation, they want to accept this technology for what it is. They also see the competitive advantage to it as well. That's why as we look at stablecoins, I'm telling you right now, RLUSD is not going to be the only stablecoin. We are going to see yen stablecoins. We are going to see euro stablecoins. We are going to see pound stablecoins. All of them on the XRP ledger as well. Because RLUSD, this is not where it stops. This is a USD-backed stablecoin. From this point on, we are going to see almost every single major currency stablecoin on the XRP ledger. And yes, it's going to benefit the ledger. It's going to benefit XRP. It's going to benefit XRP holders as well, because what we are going to see from that point on is you're going to see yield-bearing DeFi initiatives. You're going to see DeFi itself awaken in a large way. Institutional DeFi is going to wake up in a large way. Tokenization services. All of this is going to happen, and it's going to happen in a very short amount of time, because once you have something like a stablecoin that is native to a ledger, it opens the doors of opportunity, and I'm very excited about this. Now, also, we have over here Ripple CEO, Japan's leaders committed to advancing crypto and blockchain technology, and the Digital Pound Foundation actually posted about this. Brad Garlinghouse has expressed optimism about the future demand for stablecoins tied to the Japanese yen, predicting that it is only a matter of time before such digital currencies gain traction in Japan. So if he's talking about this openly right now, about Japanese yen stablecoins, what makes you think that we won't see a Japanese yen stablecoin on the XRP ledger alongside RLUSD? It's going to happen. But also, Japan has been really embracing regulatory frameworks for digital assets, which has allowed entrepreneurship and investment to flourish here. In contrast, he noted that the United States has lagged behind other countries such as Japan, the United Kingdom, and even Switzerland in providing clear regulations for the cryptocurrency industry. We are committed to working closely with the U.S. regulators to ensure that we're aligned before going live with the stablecoin, he said. But this is going to happen in weeks, not months. So very excited about this. And I think that this is only just the beginning. And also remember that in Japan, looking to go live by 2025, this swift integration in Japan around the PAX members, this is with stablecoins, building a system that enables global stablecoin remittances while utilizing the current cross-border transfer flow and UI. This is why I do believe that we are about to see a lot of stablecoins issued out on these networks. We are going to see stablecoins themselves take over. They're going to lead in the spotlight. And this is a very significant model. Even over here, we have Japanese biggest 3 banks to use stablecoin SWIFT for cross-border payments. Project PAX, this is the full breakdown. We have, meanwhile, Progmet is a DLT-based tokenization network founded by MUFG. Let's go all the way back to MUFG with Ripple. Here you guys have it. This goes all the way back to 2018. like I said, a lot of this is why I stay focused on the old news, because everyone is so quick to write it off, but there is a lot of things that you need to follow in the timeline that leads us to today's market. Also over here, we have stepping back. Other DLT initiatives are targeting cross-border payments. Of course, there is Ripple on-demand liquidity solution that uses XRP as an intermediate currency and is used by remittance companies as well. And these are all of the other, projects that are utilizing stablecoins or, focused on cross-border payments as well. Everything is evolving. I want you guys to understand that, right? A lot of these announcements, regardless of if it's going to benefit XRP or not, or if it's tied to XRP or not, I want you guys to understand something specific that's going on here, which is, it's very obvious. We are seeing everything change. Our entire core foundation that the global monetary system is built upon is changing. It's evolving. This is why I tell everyone, don't just focus on things that are biased towards your investment. The entire crypto space, and I mean the legitimate side of crypto, not the meme coins, not the garbage, not the nonsense, but the legitimate side of crypto, blockchain, DLT, that is now in discussions with government entities, central banks, major companies, enterprises, institutions. That is the side that, yeah, you might look at it and say, it's very boring right now. Price action really isn't there. It doesn't matter. Utility doesn't matter. Everyone is saying that right now. And in the short term, sure, they might look very smart. They might look intelligent because guess what? Price action hasn't been there. But long term, when you hear a lot of these people saying like, oh, utility doesn't matter, there's no value to it, it's all nonsense. Long term, those types of people will look like idiots. And I'm telling you guys that right now. I'm being very blunt about it because it is true. There's a lot of doubters. There's a lot of speculators back in the internet boom and even technology revolutions before the internet. But a lot of them looked like idiots. There was a lot of newspaper headlines. There was a lot of announcements talking about how the internet is a facade, that it's, just this passing fad, that it's not going to be anything big. And then guess what? All of a sudden, fast forward a couple years later, everyone's using the internet. It's exactly the same thing that's happening with this technology. Right now, everyone might be looking at it and saying, oh, utility doesn't matter, these announcements don't matter. This is why I focus on these announcements, because it's the same exact pattern where we're all obviously seeing this. We're seeing the evolution in front of our faces, yet so many people are just overlooking it, even though it is so obvious. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, set notifications on because more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.